Life has been much better in this year doing the meditation every morning from the getting into the vortex. And even the most sort of places that always got me out the most do so less and less. And
in time they won't be able to touch you at all because there won't be any signal coming from you. So there won't be anything for them to hook up with.
Mm-hmm. And
you'll say, where did all that crappy life go? Where'd it go?
I don't know if I'll recognize myself, but I suppose it doesn't matter. I guess part of what's happening is I'm reevaluating everything that's sort of coming in, and I'm starting to okay, I'm not going to watch that TV show. I'm going to turn that radio off right now. I'm not going to listen to that. Doing that more and more. And
we call it the later gator exercise.
Yes, I hear your voice saying that, and yes, and but I still some sort of need things to keep me engaged.
Yes,
I'm not.
Of course you do.
So
because the creative process is 3 steps. Step 1 is ask, and the contrast helps you do that. We're not asking you to stop living or stop expanding. We're just asking you to put it within balance and let your allowing be a much stronger part of your focus than your sifting through contrast. For most people, it's way out of whack the other way.
Well, and the thing that isn't clear to me is what to reject yet. Because stories, TV shows, everything involves people being out of the vortex too, right? I'm sort of at this point where
you have to rely on the way you feel. So let's say that you're at this place where you're feeling considerably better and you know it. And you are consciously attributing it to allowing your vortex to tune your frequency up so you can feel that your point of attraction has improved, and you know that. And that is such music to our ears when you consciously recognize what's going on. That is a wonderful thing. So now here you stand feeling much, much better and saying to yourself, logically, I don't want to withdraw from life. I want to be hip. I want to be aware of what's going on. I want to be able to have some conversations with some other people about some things that are happening. So I'm going to just go ahead and live my life and trust that law of attraction and my guidance system will keep me moving toward what I want. Now here's the thing. When you get completely tuned so that you are chronically a vibrational match to all of the things that you want and to all of the things that are in your vortex, you won't have hard decisions to make because law of attraction won't dish up to you a bunch of choices that are really broad in their vibrational spectrum. In other words, the only reason that right now you could choose something that feels wonderful or something that feels less wonderful or something maybe that feels awful is because there's still some of all of that active in your vibration. But as time goes by, as you keep tuning yourself, this creative band from which you are selecting gets narrower and narrower. Now consider this. This is really fun, and it's a wonderful thing that you're evoking here. So knowing what you know and knowing about all of the possible things that you could attract, let's consider the possible world that is out there waiting to play with you. And let's call over here the things less wanted, least wanted, and over here the things most wanted. So as you've been listening to the meditation CD, and all kinds of possible experiences are there. There's murder and mayhem, there's carjacking, there's people not paying you what they owe you, there's all kinds of things that you don't want, and then there are joyful experiences and wonderful rendezvous and all kinds of things that you do want. All in this spectrum of possibilities for you. So you've been listening to your meditation CD, and now what you've done is let's say you listen to it every day and you have been making lists of positive aspects. You've changed this spectrum from here, which includes maybe some of everything, to here, which includes maybe some frustrating things and some really wonderful things, but none of that other stuff is even available to you given what you've moved your vibration to. Now, let's consider it another way. Let's say that you are someone who wants to be very objective and who really wants to understand the world and wants the world to understand you. So you focus upon what you want that's in your vortex, so you keep this part of creation open to you, but you focus on the real world. You watch those movies, you watch those television programs, and you talk about them with others, so you keep that part active in your vibration too. So you keep some of it all. Now let's say that you've been watching those things, focusing on what's not going right, joining the picket line somewhere, protesting about something, and you stop meditating for a while. Now your spectrum changes like this, so that these wonderful things that were available to you now are out of your range, because what's chronic within you now is down here. What happens to most people, most of you, bless your hearts, you keep this active and 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 you keep unwanted active and you keep wanted active, and then you ask a question like this. Then your question is, it's there and I'm constantly faced with the decision of choosing. And what we want you to do is leave the unwanted things every day a little more, so that you narrow the range of cooperative components that the universe can deliver to you. You see how it works? You can tune yourself so into this vibration of love and appreciation and well-being that what the universe dishes up to you. So when you rendezvous with a magazine article, the only thing that shows itself to you as you look down the contents is something that's in that range. Everything else, even if you turn to look for it, you cannot find it because it's buried in advertisement, and you give up. In other words, what you want will appear in your experience. Was that clear enough? There are people that you know who are so beating the drum of unwanted things that even though their vortex exists and their inner being is here and this bright and beautiful world of possibility is there for them, they've tuned themselves so into the frequency of injustice and unwanted that is the range that law of attraction divvies up. And so everywhere they turn, something else yucky happens to them. And then they say, it's not fair. God isn't blessing me, or the universe isn't fair to me, or you must have some kind of an edge that I don't have. And what you want to let everyone know who's willing to listen is, it's a vibrational edge that you've practiced yourself in to accomplishing. So we really are not advocates of being objective at all. If we were standing in your physical shoes, we would not weigh the pluses and the minuses, the pros and the cons. We would weigh the pluses and the pros and the advantages and the positive aspects. We would practice them and practice them and practice them and practice them. And with every day you practice, this is what happens to your vibrational, to the world of probabilities. It narrows. You just drop off the bad stuff. You just drop it off and drop it off and drop it off and drop it off and drop it off until your world is here in this place where it feels as if you're blessed. People looking at you say, who are you sleeping with? How do you get these favors? Why do you get all the favors? And you say, I don't get all of them. I don't get all of them. I just get my fair share of them. I just get the favors that I have asked for and that I have found vibrational alignment with. And I have given up my objectivity. So if anyone says to us, I have a hard time choosing between all of these things, we say, then you haven't sharpened your vibration enough, and you're trying to do work that you shouldn't have to do. This is law of attraction work. Your work, in other words, the law of attraction is the concierge in the sky that is laying out the possibilities. You see, it would be like, Esther likes to watch House Hunters. She likes to watch the Home and Garden show, especially the international one, because she can see so much of the world from inside where people are living. But can you imagine if you went to someone in anywhere and you told them, I have $1 million I want to spend on a house, and I'm ready to go. Show me some houses, 20 possibilities or 3 possibilities, and I will pick from among them. And they showed you slums and $50,000 houses. You would say, you're not giving me the selection that I wish to choose from. And yet that's what you do with law of attraction all day, every day. You don't allow law of attraction to give you the selection that you really want. You allow law of attraction to give you the selection that you have been practicing vibrationally. So if we were standing in your physical shoes, we wouldn't work too hard at trying to, when people say, I'm having a hard time between this or this, we say, well, if it's this or this and you have to make the decision today, flip a coin. Because we promise you that law of attraction is, those choices are all pretty much within your range of what you've got going on actively. Yeah. We would put off any decisions until we are certain that we are vibrationally in the range where we can't make a bad choice. And that's really what it comes down to. You can get yourself so tuned into the frequency that you cannot make a bad choice. Because law of attraction has already done the screening. All of these things that are coming to you today qualify for what you have put into your vortex. So just lap it up because it's all here for you. That's the way it works.
Yeah, and
that was good. You can write very good.